Hi, and welcome back, everyone who is following Root Talk. This is episode 2 of season 2. There has been some talk about trying to invite fellow players, colleagues, and opponents of mine to the show. And today we are starting that new trend. So we'd like to please welcome Dominic Thiem to the first ever guest appearance on Root Talk. Dominic, how are you?
Hello there. I'm fine. Thanks. Thanks a lot
good.
for the invitation.
Hi, boys, from my side as well. I'm going to try to lead through this talk. It's not going to be easy with two men, but I'm going to give my best. So first of all, Kasper, how are you doing? Because you're kind of the host of this show.
Yes, I'm doing fine. It's been a couple of months since we had the last episode, so everything is good with me. We are in Indian Wells, for those who are wondering. It's obviously a great place. It's called Tennis Paradise for a reason. And, I think most of the players think the same way.
And Dominic, how are you doing? I mean, we said it before, Kasper said it, that you were the first official guest of the Root Talk. What do you think? Have you listened or watched to any of the Root Talks before? Because this has been going on for a whole year already.
Well, it's an honor for me to be the first guest, and to be honest, I haven't watched one yet, but this is the first one. I'm sorry, but yeah, from now on, I'll listen to every single one.
That's completely fine.
And Kasper, why did you choose Domi as a first guest? What bonding do you have with him?
Well, I think first of all, he's a great guy, a great player, and someone I have looked up to in many years of my career, and it worked out well. We were playing doubles here together in Indian Wells, so I figured, why not ask him if he wants to do me a favor and join the show. And no worries if he hasn't listened to the other episode. That's no problem. It's like when people ask me about the Netflix Breakpoint show, is what's your favorite moment or whatever, and I say honestly, I only watched the episode that I was in, and I didn't watch the other ones. So it's no problem. This year we will try to bring a couple of players on and see if they have can add something to the show. So we're very happy to have you.
Dominic, how long have you guys known each other, and what do you like about Kasper?
I remember exactly when I was the first time I saw him was in Rio 2017, when he was in the semis. I think you were just 18 back then, Kasper. And I mean, we players, we see when somebody is good, no? I mean, there's no doubt about something, and it was exactly like this when I saw Kasper for the first time, especially there. I could see the strokes, I could see his mindset, and was not a question if he's gonna make it to the top, just when, and that was exactly the case. And that was the first time we met, and throughout all the years we had actually, I would say, quite many practice sessions together, also some matches already, and I think, if I'm not wrong, we have some similar aspects in our games, and it's great to watch also Kasper coming so far, and hopefully winning soon what he has missed out the last season.
Kasper, Dominic saw your potential right away in 2017 when he saw you for the first time. Do you remember when you had a chat to Dominic for the first time? Was it there, or when you first saw him? Probably it was on TV as well, wasn't it?
Could have been. I remember the first time I saw Dominic. I think it was in Madrid in maybe 2014 or 13 or something. I think he played Wawrinka. Maybe you lost 3 sets, or did you win in 3 sets?
I won.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
I remember. Yeah, I was then. He was sort of in, I guess, my position that Dominic explained about me earlier. And he was a young player, and I just love this game, the intensity, and the forehand and the backhand, of course, caught the eye right away. He was playing very untypical from other players because, you know, modern tennis, I think majority of players, they play flat, they serve big, they prefer to play on hard court. But Dominic was like, was very early, I remember, compared with Rafa, with the amount of topspin that he played with, and that he could be a danger on clay for many years. So I sort of took inspiration in him and his game. And the first time we chat, I'm not sure if it was in Rio because, you know, I was young and Dominic was already a star, so it's not always easy to go up and talk to the big stars when you're like a young guy. But we had a nice practice session, I remember, in Washington DC a couple of months later, and it was great for me to feel the intensity that Dominic was practicing at and playing at. And I felt, you know, I was very tired after the 2 hours that we practiced together. And even today, we hit around 50 minutes together before our doubles match, and the intensity was great. I think we do great practices together because our game is somewhat similar, you know, not completely, but, you know, we both maybe like to try to play heavy with the forehand. And if we get a good rhythm together, we can have good practice sessions.
And there you go. Today you played your first doubles together. Dominic, how did you two team up? How did it all happen? Who asked whom first? And how was it to have Casper on your side?
I remember that I still have one protected ranking left. And then I was checking out the guys who already entered, who were out. And then I saw straight away that Casper was not entered yet. And yeah, obviously it was a first choice, and really happy that he said yes. that was great. And no, the doubles was, I mean, we lost 3-3, but I thought was not bad at all. We played very single-like, but to the point before, it's completely right. Actually, I had a discussion some days ago with my coach, with Nico, and we talked about that there are not many players at all left now who are really playing heavy spin, you know, who are like having big swings, who really love the game on clay. And I think the two of us are one of the few left, and it's an interesting topic. And it's exactly what you said before.
Awesome. All right, boys, let's talk about Indian Wells because you are there. Casper, do you think this is, or could be, or is it for you the best tournament of the year? Because it's quite a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, in terms of facilities, it's perfect, unbelievable. You know, you have any type of restaurant you want within 10 minutes driving. You have great weather. You have golf courses, which is great for me. And I know most tennis players, even though they don't play golf, they tend to hit the course here in Indian Wells because it's so close. They give us free tickets to play for free. So sort of inevitable to play one round of golf here in Indian Wells, no matter what your level in golf is. To me, who is a very, very interested guy in golf, or it's one of my biggest hobbies, and things that I like to do off court, I have to watch out that I don't play too much. There's a tennis tournament to focus on, you know. But to me, I haven't played great here before. I haven't been happy with my game and how I felt the ball here. And I've said it, and, you know, I'm sorry to whoever makes the Penn balls and Penn, the company, you know, but to me, that just the balls have been very difficult to feel in my string somehow. I'm not sure how to explain it otherwise, but that's something you can feel pretty early, you know, just after a first hit on a new conditions, whether you come to a new tournament, you can feel, you know, okay, we're playing with Dunlop balls this week, or Wilson, or whatever it is, and you can sort of remember from what you've done before and get a very quick feeling of whether you like the balls or not.
Dominic, you obviously love the tournament at Indian Wells as well, without going into matches or something like that. But could it be, because of the facilities that Casper mentioned and the tournament itself, could it be a fifth Grand Slam, you think? And what are your thoughts on the tournament?
Well, it's already considered as a fifth slam. I think there, with all the tradition and everything, there's never gonna be a fifth slam, but no, it's already considered kind of this one. And no, it's amazing, the facilities and the whole setup, and not only the courts, not only the tennis garden itself, but the energy around, in the middle of the desert with the mountains around. I mean, we are in the middle of the desert. It's 25 degrees during the day, and all around you see mountains with snow. It's a unique landscape, and the amazing facilities, the amazing courts, the amazing stadiums, together with this landscape, with the special energy here, that what makes the tournament really special.
Yeah, it feels like it's kind of a calm place, but Caspar, it also can be a very hectic place. I know there's been a lot of exhibitions, there's been a lot of celebrities there, and I can't wait to talk to you about Pink, because I'm so jealous that you met Pink. How was that experience?
It was great. I mean, I typically, coming from a small country like Norway, I've never really met too many big superstars of her caliber before. So anytime I meet someone, very known celebrity, I sort of get starstruck or
what happens then? You don't talk? You get really shy?
I do, but it's just like, for everyone, it's like just weird to see them in real life person and compared to on the screen, so it's just a little different. But it was great. She was umpiring a exhibition set that I played against Frances Tiafoe. She was a bit unfocused at sometimes, but it was fun. It was just it was a fun match for some charity donations and stuff. So it was a great evening and fun to meet her. She obviously has traveled the world as we are doing and performed for millions of people. So sometimes it can remind a little bit of a tennis player's life, and sometimes it's completely different. So it's great to sort of cross paths, and nice to hear that she's a tennis fan.
Dominic, are you a fan of Pink? Do you like her music or not? I mean, I do kind of know what your taste of music is.
No, I like it. I like it a lot. I have a lot of songs from her in my playlist. And actually, it was funny because we were going to do a fitness session in our resort. I think, Caspar, we were in the same resort, staying here. And we were going like on the last court. And then there was like a tennis lesson next to us. And one friend of mine said, that's Pink here. And then I said, oh, yeah, that's true. And it was also like a very funny moment because I love the songs of her. My mom is a big fan of her, and was cool to meet her. And she was very nice. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Unbelievable. And Caspar, you also saw Vika at this exhibition. Did you settle this debate, you had over that video game on Twitter where she's like, oh, that's not me. I look like Casper Ruud. And then you said, oh, the forehand level 80% and backhand level is 90%. It can't be me. Did you have a chat to her about that? That was pretty funny, I thought.
Yeah, not really, but she was basically playing mixed doubles together with was it Robin Thicke, another artist, and against Grigor, and it was Pink. I think Grigor played with Pink, and they played against each other. So she was a bit busy, but Vika is a fun character, and she likes to have fun, and we actually have the same agent, so we talk to each other every now and then. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, boys, let's talk about the tournaments itself now. Dominic, I mean, you received a wild card in Indian Wells, and it's kind of it was the first time you actually played in Indian Wells since you won the title. You beat Roger Federer in the final in 2019. How emotional was it to step out on the court again and just be at the tournament once again, because it's been a while?
Yeah, first of all, it was great to receive a wild card from Tommy. That was a really honor. And yeah, I couldn't defend my title yet. We were already in 2020, then COVID hit, and then last 2 years I couldn't play because of my wrist. And no, it was great. I mean, I got a great welcome, also very warm welcome from the crowd in the stadium. And I played a decent match. I mean, the score was horrible, the outcome was horrible, but in general was decent. And after the match and in the match I was pissed like hell, but now I'm happy how everything went, and very happy as well that that I was back playing in this great tournament.
Yeah, I bet it's very special there. Kasper, we talked about, or you talked about the conditions there. Is it tough? You know, during the day it's up to 30 degrees, and then at night it cools down to, I don't know, under 10 degrees. How hard is it for a tennis player there to deal with those big changes in temperature as well?
Yeah, it changes quite a bit, and you know, to me, one of the bigger changes from day and night session is here in Indian Wells.
Yeah.
Overall, and also has something to do with the balls. I think when the air is sort of thinner and colder, the ball doesn't really travel through the air. It gets really, really slow, and the bounce is pretty low, honestly. While during the day, I find it pretty bouncy, and you get, you know, good grip on the court. So that's a challenge that players have to sort of adapt to. And I played my first match during the day, and I'm playing again tomorrow during the day. So I'm sort of happy that I get to stay on the same conditions. But it is for sure different. I have played both day and night sessions there, and it's not going to say it's a completely different game, but you feel the difference. And I'm sure Dominic, if he played in 2019, if he played any night session, that he can also, you know, say that I'm just not talking nonsense here.
I agree 100%. Also, what he said, that the difference between day and night is one of the biggest gaps on tour. First match in 2019, I played night, was like 6 or 7 degrees, long sleeve, and then just a few days later was almost 30 and day, and it's two different tournaments. During the day, actually, it should be very nice for us. It's bouncy. It's almost like a clay tournament, and at night the ball doesn't bounce. You know, the pen ball itself, it's a little bit tough for people who play a lot of spin. It's not easy, and at night it makes it even more difficult. So yeah, it's almost two different tournaments.
And it seems like they need two different balls, one for the day sessions and a different one for the night session. Let's talk a little bit about Novak Djokovic. So he was not allowed to enter America once again. So he had to pull out of Indian Wells. Do you think, Kasper, that's fair? I mean, come on, it's 2023 now. Everybody else in the world, it's open, and in America, you can't enter.
Yeah, I mean, it's not up to me to say whether it's fair or not. I think the rule is silly. He's not a threat to the community at all at this stage, whether or not he's vaccinated. So that's something that I can say. And, you know, it's a bit sort of childish because the rule changes in a couple of weeks. So they might as well just change it already. But rules are rules. And I'm sure they have tried everything that they can. And, you know, with the contacts that Novak has, I'm sure that everything has been tried and it hasn't been possible. So what can you say? They are strict here. It's the country where it feels more strict. Anytime you enter the country, the immigration lines can take up to 2 and 3 hours if you're unlucky. So it's not a secret that they are strict here. But with the pandemic and with the COVID, with the virus, they have seemed to do very, very different, you know, in between the states. Some states have not given a damn, you know, sorry for my language, and some states have been very strict throughout the last couple of years. But in general, the country has sort of banned the unvaccinated until in around a month. I think they will open the ban or something. So it is a bit silly if you ask me, but yeah, if it's fair or not, I don't know. Like I said, I don't really feel, I wouldn't have felt threatened by Novak if he was here and he was and he was unvaccinated.
And Dominic, the question is, will he be in Miami, because he's still in the entry list? And it was pretty funny because I don't know if you saw that, but he got the offer from the governor of Florida that he might send a boat from the Bahamas to Miami so he can play. What are your thoughts on that offer? Would you take that, or is that a little bit dodgy?
No, I read about the governor of Florida that he wants Novak in his tournament. Probably also all the fans, the tennis fans, want him in the tournament. It's been 4 years, I guess, that he hasn't played there. So let's see if he's gonna be in Miami. But I guess the main thing for Novak is that the rule changes in some weeks, that it's probably 100% sure that he can play the US Open.
Yeah.
And probably that's more important for him, as he already has, I don't know, 36, 37 Masters 1000 titles. So I guess it's more important for him that he's able to play the US Open in September.
Casper, how much does it change your perception of the draw when Novak is not in there? I mean, do you feel like you have more of a chance than when he's in there, or how do you feel about it when you see him playing events?
Yeah, I guess kind of. I mean, I think I've answered this before that, except for Roland Garros and maybe Rome, or I mean, he's won Rome many times as well, but except for Roland Garros, he's, the man to beat pretty much. And he's proven why in the last, let's say 10 years, and he has earned that respect. So if he's not in the tournament, it does lead to other players thinking, maybe it's my turn, or maybe the others will have a chance to do well and reach finals or win the tournament. So I guess it's something there, but obviously it's brings more, what should I say, hype around the tournament when he plays, and particularly when him and Rafa both play a tournament within, in the last 5-6 years. So it's been incredible to watch and tune in, and also with Roger, of course, until last year when he retired. So I think just that's what it's going to build up to the next couple of months. Roland Garros is always going to might be the next tournament where both of them will feel 100% fit and ready, and that's sort of it's going to be a huge tournament for those two and for other players as well. It's not given that they will make final, both of them, but the chances are high that they have a chance to play in a later stage of the tournament, and if they play, who's going to win that time. So that's sort of what I think tennis fans are sort of hoping for, that we will see a showdown at Roland Garros between the two of them.
Yeah, that's the next Grand Slam, Roland Garros. But overall, Dominic, what are your thoughts on the Grand Slam performance of Novak Djokovic in 2023? Do you think he has it to win all four this year? He was very close a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he has it every year, and it's getting more likely, obviously, if he wins the Australian Open. But I also have the feeling that there are many players now which can beat those two guys as well. There are great guys there, but obviously also those two before, when Roger was there, was three. They were still one level above all the others, especially in the slams, especially when it came to the best of five. So I mean, for the whole tennis world, would be nice to see one last showdown in Roland Garros, obviously. But the Novak will still be the man to beat in the Grand Slams in 2023. The only tournament is Roland Garros. If Rafa is fit, there it's exactly the opposite. He's the man to beat. Obviously, when he won this tournament 14 times, it's crazy. But also, if you see the performance of Novak at the Australian Open, which was incredible, he's gonna be probably the favorite in Wimbledon and US Open as well.
You mentioned, Dominic, there's a few people out there, a few people out there who can beat Novak Djokovic. Besides the two of you, obviously, you're thinking, who else?
Me no right now, but I'm working to get back on that stage.
Come on.
There is, of course, Carlos Alcaraz. I have the feeling, for example, I saw the finals at the US Open. I watched as well the highlights of these finals many times, and the level was great. The level was incredible. I have the feeling, if Casper, if Carlos are playing this level, they can also beat Novak and Rafa at the Grand Slam tournaments, no doubt about that. Then Stefanos, obviously, I don't think he had his best day in the finals of Australian Open. Sasha is on his way back as well, and there are definitely 4 or 5 guys who can beat anybody in the Grand Slams, and that's what makes it even more exciting.
All right, change of subject, boys. Let's start talking about your preparation for this year, because Casper, you actually had your preseason after the Australian Open, so after the Aussie Swing, because we know that you went to the South American tour with Rafa. How did that preparation go? Is that something you think you're going to go again, or you feel like you're more ready now for the clay later on? Tell us about it.
Yeah, let's see obviously how the next weeks what they will turn into, and how I can perform. That sort of will lead to us either changing back to normal or sticking with this routine. Let's see. But there were a bunch of other guys that sort of did play a lot of exhibitions in December and maybe didn't have those 5-6 weeks of practice. Obviously the season went very long last year, playing, I think it was the 23rd of November. So, wasn't many weeks, even if I hadn't go to South America, there wouldn't be many weeks for me to do a good workout. If, typically after a long season like this, you would like to take, 8 to 10, 12 days off to just recover and rest. And then it would only lead, 3 weeks until we would have to, pack our bags again and leave for Australia. So it was all sort of planned to do it in February this year. And it did feel nice to do it. Any day as a tennis player you spend in your own bed, in your own house or apartment is a great sort of day because we are so much traveling as it is. So I did like staying home in February. Typically, I've gone to South America. I know Dominic has done that as well a couple of times, and that's also a great trip. The passion in South America for tennis and sports in general is sort of unmatched to anything I have seen elsewhere. So a lot of players like going there and can, go there for many years of their career. So might be that I do switch again this year and do it normally, like in December, and then play more in February. Might not. Let's see how the next weeks develops, and we will take it from there, I think.
You two, both of you, are one of the fittest players out there and one of the hardest workers out there. I want to know, Dominic, if I would do a push-up challenge with the two of you, who would be able to do more push-ups between the two of you, you think? You don't have to do it now, don't worry.
I'm not a push-up guy. I'm in this department, I'm very weak. Climb ups and push-ups.
I don't believe that. No.
I'm really bad, and after my wrist injury anyway, there are no more push-ups.
What about boxing? Because Casper has done a lot of boxing, I think, as well, which we've seen. Is that something no, that's also the wrist. Huh? You probably don't want to do that. What do you do? What can you do?
The one thing that I
can run.
Yeah, the one thing that I know I was gonna say was when we practiced today in Wales before our doubles match, I was the one who was asking for the breaks before Dominic. So I think that he's on a different level, when it comes to stamina and intensity. And I was more sweaty than him after the 50 minutes. So I'm not sure about the push-ups. I think the ultimate favorite on the tour is maybe Fucsovic. Marton. He's fit, he's strong, he's like a bodybuilder body. So him, I would put my money on him.
Yeah, I remember when he ripped his shirt off when he won this one match at the Australian Open. Well, but that's another topic. Okay, let's move. Somebody else who's very fit is obviously a Rafa Nadal. Let's talk about him facing a Rafa Nadal at Roland Garros. Both of you have faced him in a final. Dominic, you faced him also in the semi-final there. And Casper, you said it was just the toughest. You felt like you were playing in his backyard there. And Dominic, I mean, how was it for you? Because you played against him 3 times, 2 finals and 1 semi-finals there. I mean, is it just impossible to beat Rafa? And why is it so hard at Roland Garros?
I also played a second round against him there.
Oh, I forgot that. Sorry.
Yeah. No, but well, there's nothing to add to what Casper said. One time was not nice for me, the finals of 2019, because there I was going into the match with the belief to win, honestly, because I was basically on the top of my game. I was physically in a great shape. I've beaten him in Barcelona some weeks before quite solid, and then coming from beating Novak in the semis and playing really, really well, and he just raised his level, and I was desperate. I really have to say that. First 2 sets I still could hold it somehow, like was 3-6, 7-5, and then set 3 and 4, 1-6, 1-6. Was definitely one of my best clay court matches I've played, and then still going down pretty easy in 4 sets. And yeah, that's exactly how tough it is to play him there. But you just have to look at the stats. 14 titles there. It's probably a record for eternity, and almost impossible to beat him there.
Casper, do you feel like there might be more of an opportunity this year at Roland Garros for you and for Dominic? Because Rafa, I mean, it's the first time he's out of the top 10 since 2005, which is unbelievable. Or is that not something you think about at all?
Well, I think the last 5, 6 years, as I have sort of developed myself on tour, there has been talk, this will be the last year that Rafa wins Roland Garros. This will be the last year. This year someone else is going to win. He's tired, he's hurt, he's old. And he's just seems like he's built for those conditions, playing best of 5 sets. I remember, the match that Dominic talked about earlier in 2019, the final. I remember watching it on TV, and I was so impressed because Dominic played so well in the first set and still lost it 6-3. I was thinking, what the hell can you do to beat him? Because Rafa just, had an answer to everything. And, not Dominic's forehand is so heavy, but then Rafa is maybe 2% more heavy back. So it's like, what the hell can you do? And then he actually turned it around and won the second set, 7-5, I remember. And thinking, okay, we have a really, really good match here. And then, 6-1, 6-1, I think it was in the third and the fourth set, and not, criticizing Dominic, but it was just ridiculous. And final of 2020 was also ridiculous, if you ask me, just, destroying Novak 6-0, 6-2, 7-6 or 7-5 or something, straight sets. And then 2021, he actually lost to Novak then. Struggled a bit with the foot, I guess. And then, the final last year with me was obviously not very enjoyable, score-wise for me, but the match against Novak as well in the quarterfinal there was, if you ask me, a joke. I was watching it from the bed, and just the level, it's just incredible. So I don't know. I still feel like if Dominic or I shouldn't, root for ourselves, I think we both can say that we wouldn't be surprised if Rafa came up with some ridiculous level once again and won his 15th time. It wouldn't surprise me, because it just we'll probably use these weeks and these months as he's preparing for exactly, Roland Garros. It doesn't matter if he loses in Monte Carlo or if he loses in Rome or Madrid. The only thing that is probably on his mind these days is just be fit, be healthy, and be ready for Roland Garros. And, let's give it one more try and see if I can win. And if he's in the right mode and feeling the ball well, don't see anyone else than him as the favorite.
I was just, when I look at you two there next to each other, I'm thinking, if you could join forces in Paris, Casper, you have your forehand, and Dominic, your backhand, I think you would be able to beat him for sure at Roland Garros, don't you think?
2 against 1, maybe. I'm not even sure about that.
Like half, like when we talked about Vika, that photo, where it's like a mixture of the two of you, and your forehand and Dominic's backhand. Whoa, I think he's in trouble. Dominic, if you had to say something to Casper, who lost in 2 Grand Slam finals, because you lost in 3 Grand Slam finals before you won the US Open title, what message would it be to Casper?
From last year, it's a little bit similar even to myself, because obviously in French Open there was no chance. It was the same with me in the first finals against Rafa. It was a very similar scoreline, and then in the second Slam final, Casper was way closer than me in the second one. Maybe if he converts 1 set points, who knows, maybe he won it. So every Grand Slam final is a great experience, and if you could do it twice, especially on 2 different surfaces, on 2 different slams, you can do it definitely more times, and then you have the experience from 2 finals before. You go into the match different, and at one point you're gonna make it, and I really hope that you can make it, because you can. You deserve it 100%, and I'm cheering for you definitely. If it's
Thank
not
you,
against
Dominic.
me, I'm cheering for you.
There you
Thank
go,
Dominic.
Casper. That's good,
Thank
isn't
you.
it?
Thank you. Yeah, that sounds great.
Now, before we have a few questions from some fans, some Twitter fans, which Casper is going to ask you, I think, Dominic. But before that, I have a wish, because I don't know if you know, but it was my birthday on the 10th of March, which was yesterday.
Yesterday, yes, of course. Happy belated.
Thank you,
Happy
and
belated birthday.
thank you so much.
belated
It would be
birthday.
so nice if you could just tune in a little happy birthday for me, just for 10 seconds.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Barbara.
Babsi. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. You made my day. That was very cute. Not in sync, but it was still very special to me.
Should have brought Pinky into sync.
Yes, you should have asked her
Pink.
for some singing tips, maybe.
Yeah, he was there.
All right, you want to fire away, Casper?
Yeah, it's just the last of the episode now, Dominic. Don't worry, we will not hold you anymore. But it's the last. I'm going to ask you 3 questions from fans.
Sure.
And I have selected them. You know, they're not. I think they're quite good questions. So, you know, back to Rafa and Novak. Obviously, it's obviously the big talk of tennis these days. They are tied at 22 slams. And the question is, how did the challenge of playing Nadal in a Roland Garros final compared to the challenge of playing a Djokovic in an Australian Open final? And if you could have a rematch, who would you choose and where and why? It's a long question, but yeah, I think it's quite good.
Yeah, it's a very good question. It's both their most successful tournaments by far, but if I could choose one rematch, I would still choose the 2019 French Open finals. Maybe with a slight different preparation, as with all the rain delays, I played 4 days in a row before the finals, and then I would do some different things in especially after that second set. There are just coming some things to my mind, and it's clay. It's the tournaments maybe I love the most. I played my best tennis in. And yeah, probably I would choose this one.
That's a good one. Okay, and then the next one is a little bit more easy, funny question. When will we be seeing the blonde tips, meaning the hair, again?
No, please don't.
We have both been blonde at some point. No,
Wanna be like me?
Dominic, one summer you played so well with the blonde hair. I think you won many tournaments with the blonde tips, didn't you? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, I won. I played very well with those blonde tips. I'm thinking about it constantly, and every time when I'm at the hairdresser, I'm thinking about it. Should I tell to the hairdresser? Shouldn't I? It's constantly on the edge, you know, to get it back, and I cannot promise it 100%, but it's possible that it comes again very soon.
You know, I did it in Miami when I did it, so you can do it maybe next week when we go there.
No blonde tips, boys. Stay the way you are, please. No.
Yeah, maybe we should do it together.
The last time I did it was in Miami, so I know a good place there.
But did you win Gstaad and Kitzbühel when you did it, or Umag, or what was it? I can't remember.
That was the first time when I did it when I was completely blonde. I won Umag and Gstaad, and the last time I was blonde, I played Australian Open finals, so I'm always playing well with the blonde hair.
Yeah.
Life is a lot easier when you're blonde, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's another one for us both, I guess, saying, are you guys thinking of winning Roland Garros doubles title this year? And I think that, you know, neither Dominic or I think, have played too much doubles in the last years. It's sort of, to me, it's not what I do too often. It's fun sometimes, but I find days off in the bigger tournaments very important to rest and get ready for the next match. So I don't typically play doubles, and I think at slams I don't think neither of us will play too much doubles. Honestly, I'm not sure about Dominic, but I don't think I will see myself playing Roland Garros doubles this year, unfortunately.
I stay with you there. It's
Yeah.
not easy at all. Here in Indian Wells, it's always a good choice because you best of 3. You have most of the times after you have a day off in between your matches. But at slams, I did it in the beginning of my career after a tough 4 or 5 setter. Sometimes you even have to double up. You have to go to play doubles after the singles. It's not healthy for your body, and especially if you're a contender to go deep like you right now. Me not, but hopefully soon again. It's not smart to play doubles.
Yeah, no, I feel the same. I did the same. It started a little bit earlier with doubles, and then now no, not really anymore in the slams. But yeah, it was fun this time, and maybe next year we can team up again here in Indian Wells. Let's see.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, boys. Dominic, thank you so much for joining us, and Casper.
No, thank you for the invitation.
Casper, you rock as always. From my side, wish you all the best, Casper, for your next round. And Dominic, you know my heart is always with you. So good luck for the next tournaments.
Thank you, thank you, guys. Thank you for now, and thanks for listening to whoever tuned in. And let's see who can show up next time on Root Talk. And thanks again, Domi, for coming. And
I'll watch it from now on.
See you around in Indian Wells and Miami next week.
Perfect.
All right, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Cheers.
Hi, I'm John McEnroe, and welcome to Eurosport Tennis on YouTube. Click here to subscribe to Eurosport Tennis.